Welcome to my one punch Lash build. So why would this be good on Lash? First of all, Lash is a character that swoops in and just gets into your face. So it seems really easy to just hit people, sometimes multiple at once. Second off, there's some really cool combos that are in this build because when you engage, you apply a lot of spirit damage. And with that is a lot of cool items and a lot of cool shit you can do. Anyway, this is the build. Let me show you how it works and explain it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys, the early game is miserable. Lash is already really bad at laning, so your only goal is to just not die too much. But even if you die a bit, it's okay. There's a game where I went literally 0-7 against someone, like I died 7 times. And then because of the mid-game scaling, I caught up and I still became the top fragger and top damage dealer. So, don't worry too much, we'll survive. We have extra regen, which is the basic item to help you sustain, heals you back up. This is something that you will sell later, just like Enduring Spirit. It gives you some bonus health, lifesteal. And plus spirit power is good because you get the Lash early, or the flog I should call it. This heals you. If you skill spirit power on it, it also increases the damage on it, which increases the healing that you get. So right now it's 65, I buy it, it goes to 70. Then there's some basic Lash stuff in here like extra charge and mythic burst, just to get your abilities scaling in the mid game. Close quarters for that close damage. Also it's important to note weapon damage is also fist damage, so your punches increase by weapon damage. This just deals more damage when you're close to your target, and obviously you will be pretty close. Extra stamina because Lash without stamina is miserable to play. And basic mag might be the most confusing one, but it gives plus 15% weapon damage, and it upgrades into Titanic mag, which gives you more weapon damage and bullet resist. Because again, we're trying to get as tanky as possible. And more bullets early is not bad if you're trying to win the lane. So yeah, just try and not die, go in when you see an opening, farm some souls. And then once you got the early items, usually I just go for I just buy up all of this. You can also choose to do some mid-game stuff first and then slowly buy this. But obviously, if you want to start punching people, get this as fast as possible. So you have Spirit Strike, which gives you more spirit health, so more tankiness, increases your melee damage, and every 8 seconds when you perform a melee, it will deal extra spirit damage and reduce the target spirit resist. So basically all the spirit damage that we're stacking with our abilities is also going to translate into a bigger punch. Then they made a lifesteal, again more melee damage, more health, more tankiness, and your melees will actually heal you more, so your survivability goes up. Melee charge, this increases your range so you can punch from way further, which is incredibly useful. Fuck! This is so stupid, I don't even understand how this can happen. You also reload your weapon instantly, so if they run away, you can start shooting back and chasing. And of course, more useful stats for you. And Life Strike is the upgrade of this thingy. More melee damage, this time 40%. A lot of extra healing, so more tankiness. Bullet resist, very useful. Your melee attacks also heal you even more now. And you apply movement slow, so it's harder for them to run away when you hit them. So once you have this package, you can feel pretty comfortable going in and going for punches already. Then we get our mid-game scaling, and this is where it gets really interesting. I love Suppressor a lot because basically what it does, it gives you more survivability, spirit damage. But when you deal spirit damage, you apply a fire rate slow, so they are less likely to kill you. And the main reason I like it is because it builds into Mystic Slow. And this thing I'll talk about in a bit, but you gotta get this first. Again, you apply spirit damage if you go in and you ground smash them, or you leash them, or you ult them. So basically you want to apply effects while you do that to help you hit your melees better and deal more damage. Berserker, this gives you more ammo, which is irrelevant, but it gives you bullet resist, which is important, and your weapon damage increases as you take sustained damage. And as you'll be punching, everyone will be shooting at you, your weapon damage will increase by a lot, and therefore also your melee punch. Fortitude is just a very useful item. It gives you a shitload of health, you'll be an absolute unit, and you'll be able to heal a lot faster when you are out of a fight. On top of that, when you're relatively healthy, you get more damage and movement speed, so when you go in for a fight or you're roaming around the map, you're gonna be in a pretty good spot. Rapid recharge, this is build onto the extra charge. Obviously, I think I must buy on Lashes. It's so fun to just fly around with your grapple to have less cooldowns. Point blank, so this builds onto the close quarters that we have. Again, when you're close to your target, you're going to do even more damage, and you apply a movement slow with your bullets. You have more bullet resist as well, and an extra stamina. Titanic Meg. So yeah, this thing I really liked, mainly because it gives more weapon damage and bullet resist, so more tankiness and more damage scaling on your fists. And your weapon, like, you should try shooting shooting your weapon as well sometime after you engage, just to see how much damage you actually deal. But it's less fun, you know? Improved burst, again, build some mythic burst. It's more burst when you engage at first. Gives you more weapon damage as well, which is why I like it in here. And spirit shield health, so you know, you're more tanky again. Superior stamina because we like going fast as fuck, boy. Then bullet armor I put in here because most of the time you buy it, since when you're in the air or you're engaging, everyone will be shooting at you. It's pretty good, but it's not mandatory depending on like, if you don't die a whole lot, you shouldn't have to buy this. And then mystic slow gives you more health, more spirit power, survivability and shit. And when your targets take spirit damage, so when you engage, they have movement slow and fire rate reduced by a lot. 30% movement slow and 40 fire rate slow. So you go in, they pretty much can't escape, they don't deal damage, you have all these effects stacking up. And you can just punch them to death and they can't run away. Also important to note, even after the engage, your first punch will deal spirit damage. So that spirit damage is amplified. It will also apply the suppressor, the mystic slow, all of those effects. It is absolutely beautiful. And now you can start bullying people. Huh? So it turns out you can punch Paradox mid-ult and kill him. Now late game, these are really fun to experiment with. Hunter's Aura I've been buying most of the time. Basically when you're close to people again, you reduce their bullet resist and fire rates. And if there's only one hero nearby, this effect is tripled. And of course it gives you more health, more survivability. So basically they will be taking a whole lot more damage and attack even slower again. This is insane if you take 1v1s. Pristine Emblem is overall just an insane item. It gives you a lot of weapon damage, a lot of spirit power and spirit resist. And then it has the bonus damage if your enemies are above 50% health. Diviner Kevlar, this is if you have trouble with your ult. You just get a lot of bullet shield, spirit shield and spirit power when you ult, so you're kind of unkillable, which is perfect if you're getting up and close. And of course the spirit damage is incredibly useful as well. And then Soul Rebirth, this is maybe more of a troll item, but come on. It is more cooldown reduction, which is perfect for a Lash, 20% weapon damage and 12 spirit power, so a lot of good stats. And of course when you die, you respawn with some of your health, and since you will have a lot of health, a lot of lifesteal, and you like being close to people still to melee them, it seems pretty good. These are more techie items that you could like mess around with. Cold Front has been fun. This is basically an active, and when you use it, there's an ice expansion around you, so everyone gets slowed and you deal spirit damage. Basically, more slow is good. They will all not be able to escape you, and it's not an insignificant amount of spirit damage. Especially early on, this is a pretty good buy. Reactive Barrier, just if you get stunned a lot, you get this item, you know? Heal Bane, in case you're facing tanks and they heal a lot, your spirit damage, so when you engage, we'll make sure they have healing reduction. And if you're able to kill them right after, you also get a big health boost, so more survivability. If you're getting a lot of debuffs on you, you could get debuff reducer and debuff remover, so if you engage and you have a lot stacked on you, you can use this active as well. On top of that, it's a lot of weapon damage and bonus health, so it's also very relevant stats for the build. And lastly, there's Warp Stone, in case you want to go in or out of fights pretty quickly. It also gives plus 20% weapon damage and 8 spirit power. If you want to find it, it's called Ben's One Punch, and have fun just being an absolute bully in your games.